Limbus Company. What can a new player like me say about it? Do I think it's any good? Or should it be thrown out with the rest of the gacha games that have ruined so many lives in the past? I'll be honest, this game had me on a roller coaster of emotions. From concern of what my editor got me into, to excitement and even dread. If you are a veteran manager or someone looking to wet their feet, this video might have something for you, even if it's just hearing how a new player felt playing the game. Or, if you're looking to get into it, by the time I'm done telling you about the game, I feel you'll at least have a reason to try the game. So without further ado, let's get into Limbus Company. So even though I'm very new to the game, and its community, and for some strange reason you guys seem to refer to yourself as a cult, and I can see why now, this game is not massively advertised. Me, nor any of my friends that I have talked to, even know what the hell this game is, until that one guy that you know, in this case for me, it's my editor Mons, who has a new channel all about this game up and running. Go check it out after this video. Shows up and is like, hey, I know a group of cool people we can go hang out with. And voila, just like that, you're pulled in. Weirdly, he wasn't even shifty about it at all. He was like, yeah, this game is like a cult with its followers. I laughed and now I see what he meant. Glory to Moon Project, am I right, guys? So, with his amazing endorsement of the game, I installed, started up the stream, and jumped in. And I was warned, but I did not believe that there would be so many literary references in a game, especially not immediately. Hell, my tragically underread ass understood a few of them even. You got characters from all over fiction, but the ones I understood, just looking at the character names, were Dante from the Divine Comedy or Dante's Inferno, whichever you prefer, Outis from the Odyssey, and even though I have never read the book they are from, I don't know too many people who do not at least know the phrase of a Faustian bargain. However, due to my love for a movie from the 90s called Matilda, the reference I loved the most was Ishmael from Moby Dick being in the game. Let me know which references you guys knew coming into this game. It would be cool to compare our knowledge before the game slapped us with a to-do read list. And while you're in the comment section, do me a solid, hit the like and subscribe button for more videos like this. Now I am the curious sort, almost like a cat. Probably the reason I platinumed the game Stray, but I digress. And considering that Canto 1 starts essentially in Gregor's storyline, I got interested in where the hell he came from. So I did look it up. No, I did not read it yet, but I love looking at the parallels and stories to where they come from. So just like that, this game has already started to expand my future library. In fact, I'm almost certain that the more I play, the more books I will be adding to my list of need to reads, depending on how each of the cantos go, I guess. I feel like I've gone on enough about everything you can glean from the game before you truly start playing it. So what do I think about the game in general? Well, the story is strong, if not a bit drawn out with having to read every bit of it to truly understand what's going on. And I've heard that reading is the kryptonite of the community. But I mean, the amount of script on screen, I can understand it a bit. The use of characteristics from the books can give you a good look into the motivations of the characters that we manage throughout the game, and even how they might act. I may be wrong here due to this being from the eyes of someone who has only made it through Canto 1 at the time of this script, but it's what I've seen so far. With this being a story-based game, I'll only go into a small section on the combat, but from what the game is, the combat is surprisingly complex. Matching colors with weaknesses in order to overwhelm your opponents is a master touch, and I haven't even begun to crack into passive skills yet, but I know by reading a couple of them that you can easily break this game with just passives if you understand the ins and outs of the system. Back to what truly matters, the story of the game. For a text-based adventure, there are moments of actual drama build-up. Yes, the characters can be a bit over the top, but with the anime-based characters, you kinda have to expect that. There are several moments that give me Bludgeoning Angel Dokuru-chan vibes, where the whole team slaughters each other just for you to have to resurrect them. Everything starts to build up as you make your way through the canto to Gregor's inevitable story beats, where you are violently thrust back in his past to relive a war with characters that look like they will join you permanently just after this dungeon is done. This is where the dread comes in, as you realize that this isn't just a cute anime game with an awesome bus driver taking you from location to location, but this is truly a horror game, on par in visuals with the like of Doki Doki Literature Club, as body horror and carnage ensue in this area. I'll not give it away for those of you who would like to play the game and haven't, but it's brutally savage in a great way. So remember how I mentioned the bus driver? Well, I would have to guess I would say this is the most loved waifu in the game. From the reaction I got on stream, we were even somehow joined by her in the chat as we played. But if I mention her here, I need to mention the character design, which is peak for a game not trying to sell you a bunch of waifus and trying to give you a good story-driven horror game. I mean, for fuck's sake, your main character is a badass, Alucard looking, clock-faced guy who can rewind time. Even if you don't play the game, at least look up the character designs. Some of them are really cool. And I guess, since I brought up the waifu, I guess I should also bring up the husbando with Hung Lu. You're welcome, ladies. But with any game with a diverse cast like this one coming out these days, this game is a gacha game. In name, but not so good at it in practice. You are allowed to draw for skins, IDs, and egos to get more powerful versions of your character, with a chance pool system, and call it beginner's luck, and multiply it by streamer's luck. But I managed to get the Hung Lu skin that everyone was clamoring over in my first pull, and several 3-star IDs in the next few pulls across different types. Now you might be wondering why I say it's not so good of a gacha in practice, and that is because if you build up your in-game currency, you can just buy what you want without the chance factor coming into play at all. So that's one more reason to love the game. I would be remiss if I didn't point out that it has a battle pass, but even though I like the game, I think I'll have to refrain from that. Or I might just sink back into my Warhammer 40k Tacticus hole, and that place is scary. The cheers when I pulled the Hung Lu, the disappointment when I did my first auto battle even though the game was teaching me how to do it at the time, and just the sheer amount of you that showed up to my first stream. In fact, that video is the only stream to gain so many views after it went live, and that's nuts, so thank you guys. It's nuts how, for a game that has no advertisement and is spread only through word of mouth, that this community is probably the most open and happy to have you community I have ever been part of in all of gaming. No one is telling you that you suck, no one's saying get good, or trying to force you to do a certain build. And with my normal content, that is all you hear or see. So I want to say again, thank you guys for being a great community and welcoming me into this horror community so openly. You guys are great. So Limbus Company, is it any good? Does it suck? Where do I put it ultimately now that I've made an entire video about it? Well, like the best things that you find in life, you have to find this game to enjoy it, or share it with others. Like that coffee shop that you found, that place that makes the best burgers that you can't live without, or just that quiet place you used to escape. This game does many things right, a few things wrong in a right way, and a couple things that could be better. However, I was told that Canto 1 sucks many times, and I enjoyed it. So if this is the worst the game has to offer, then the rest of it will probably blow my mind. But that's it guys, what do you think? Am I way off? What's your favorite part about the game that you can tell me about without spoiling it? Let me know in the comment section below. Like the video and subscribe so that you can help me and can see when new videos and live streams are happening. Also, holy shit guys, I know partially how it happened, but we somehow hit over 50 members on this channel last month. You guys are awesome. And remember guys, like always, be good to each other. See you in the next video. Peace.